What's up, everybody? Mix here. Welcome to DeckSmiths. Of course, if you guys are watching it on the Facebook page, to all the people that have voted for this deck to be the first, here it is. If you guys are watching this on the YouTube page, I would say if you haven't joined our Facebook page yet, go ahead and join us. Our link is in the description below. On the Facebook page, we did start a little pick a leader deck profile. It was between this Broly and the Soul Striker Goku, and good old Broly. This Broly won. And if you guys actually join our page right now, usually you will be able to see our Soul Striker video right before it can air on YouTube as you're watching this video. So if you want to see that Soul Striker before it airs on YouTube, get right ahead. So without further ado, let's jump right into the Broly deck. So for this Broly, one of the leaders that has been overlooked because it's of the way it works, but honestly, it's not that bad. So let's get right into it. The auto, when the card attacks a leader, you choose one card in your life, place it in the drop area. If you do so, choose up to 3 cards from the top of your deck and send it to the drop area. If you do so, your opponent drops 1 card from their hand. So you can basically crit yourself, choose 0, and they drop a card from hand. The Awaken, like all the older leaders, you draw 2 and Awaken. On his Awaken side, he has his auto, when the card attacks, period, draw 1 card. Then you can place up to 1 non-token, non-black cards in your battle area to the drop area. If you do so, your opponent drops 1 card from hand. So as long as it's not a black card / overrun card or a token, send anything on your board to the drop, they drop 1 card from hand. To activate main once per turn, choose 1 card from your hand, place it to the drop area, and KO a battle card on the opponent's side. It's bad against barrier, but hey, you gotta be able to deal with it. So with this leader, you can actually do a sparking mechanic, but in this build, I went with the traditional overwhelm Broly hand discarding hand control, quote unquote. So we're gonna get right into the deck. To start, of course, you cannot run your Broly deck without your Dawn of the Rampage. Look at the top 7 for a green Broly, add it to hand. Next up, 4 Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan, your Self-Awakening, and of course the auto if your opponent is putting down battle cards by skills. Without a keyword skill, basically keyword skills are like if they're in, let's say if they're brought out by like Chain Attack Trunks or the combo into play cards. If it's not a red skill or green skill, specific type of skills, they pretty much have to drop 2 cards from hand. So that hurts them a lot. And it's a Self-Awakening, so swing, choose a card from life, add it to hand, gain +10. Another Self-Awakening, the good old Son Gohan, take a life and crit when you swing. Next up, one of my personal choices and awesome way of awakening as well. 4 Infernal Emperor Frieza. When you play this, you may choose a card in life and add it to hand. You always want to do that to help yourself awaken. So, next up, we got our super combos. Since this is an overwhelm mechanic, this is the overwhelm build, you can easily run this with no problem. As long as you have 5 cards in your warp, you can play this at any time. If your leader is black, draw a card. Next up, we got your 4 Bio Warrior Army. As long as your leader is Broly, if this card is placed to the drop area from the battle area, since your leader is Broly, you can drop a card from hand and put it back on board. Has a lot of synergy with the auto when your Broly's awakened. Super nasty. Next up, Gotta have the card that helps Broly awaken a whole lot quicker to its full potential. Endless Evolution Broly, the permanent, which allows you to reduce the cost of your Brolys when you're evolving this into another by two greens. And when this comes into play, your opponent KOs one battle card. Sadly, it doesn't go over barrier, so that sucks. One thing to note is if they have a barrier, a battle card with barrier, and another battle card that doesn't have barrier, and you play this, they cannot simply say, "Oh, I'm just choose the barrier," because they cannot. Even if it's my effect will prevent that character with barrier from being chosen, so they're gonna have to KO the other card. 4 Relentless Destruction Mirrors, of course, is overwhelm. As when you play it by overwhelm, you make them drop a card from hand. And next up, another one of the new additions added to the deck: 3 Deadly Defenders Son Goku. I said defenders. Deadly Defender Son Goku is basically a Vegeta from the Ultimate Box. The only difference is you can bring it out for a turn 3. When it's in rest mode, your opponent can only attack him. They cannot attack the leader, and sadly, during your opponent's turn, he goes down minus 5k, but it doesn't matter. He still got his barrier, which makes him pretty good. It's very useful. Next up, 4 Deathless Warrior Broly. Basically the same. He has evolved for 3, so if you evolve it over the Endless Evolution, it becomes a 1. Same permanent as Endless Evolution, and the auto, when this comes to play, your opponent chooses a battle card and KOs it. If your leader is Broly and they do not KO a battle card, they drop 2 cards from hand. So this is actually funny against barrier because, oh, you can't KO a battle card, so you gotta drop 2 cards. Sad faces. Next up, of course, because we also have announcers and a lot of decks that like to put a lot of free weenies on board, announcers and Hercules. 4 Black Man Saiyans, because you're sending cards to the drop area a lot, is perfect because for 1 energy overwhelm 5, you could just come in and swoop the board. Especially with all these little, it's actually good against announcers, good against storms, of course, if you survive it, because a lot of them are pretty much nasty, and storms usually have their little Go-Tens to sit there, and if you don't take out those Go-Tens next turn, it's pretty much GG. But that's what I think. But mainly it works against a lot of weenie rushes. It really hurts them bad. Finally, out of the battle cards, Broly, the Rampaging Horror. Honestly, one of my personal favorite cards for Broly. Evolve for 5 if you're using either the Deathless or Endless or the Endless Evolution or Deathless Warrior. It becomes a evolve for 3. Double strike, and when it comes to the play, you just drop 2 cards from your opponent's hand. Freaking good. And to finish off the deck with the exact 50, 3 full power energies. You could fit 4, like take on a Mass Saiyan or Mira, but honestly, we have been playtesting this deck a lot, and it doesn't. I feel that it doesn't really need counters. I could be wrong, but I guess it's my play style in any case. So, well, that was pretty much it for the deck profile. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think. Before anybody asks me, do I plan on making the Broly from the next set? Yes, I am gonna do it. Which one will I do? Probably both. This version sadly, I may update this into the Shenron Broly. Who knows? Or experiment with the sparking mechanic. If I do like the sparking mechanic, I'll probably give a deck profile of that. But, yeah. Broly's forever! Thank you guys for watching. This is Migs of the DeckSmiths signing out, and peace out.